Good evening, everyone, and warm welcome to all of you. I'm Dr. Veena Vohra, like my colleague has just introduced me, and I'm very happy to be here amongst all of you young students, aspiring managers, to listen to the NMIMS story, to listen to the NMIMS journey, and also get a sneak peek into the world of NMIMS students, right? So today's session is positioned to get you closer to the world of learning within NMIMS. And I can guarantee you that this is an exciting, this is an immensely vibrant world of learning that we have co-created. All of us as faculty members have co-created within the NMIMS University. And so I'm sure that you have a lot of questions. I'm sure that you have a lot of thoughts. I'm sure that all of you are located in different parts of India, and you want to know more about NMIMS. You want to know more about the kind of aspirations that can get fulfilled by enrolling into the NMIMS programs. And so I am going to help you understand all of this, as much as is possible within the time that we have. And possibly what we will do is, after I've prepared a very brief slide deck to share with all of you, so that my thoughts are collected and in one place, and that we can touch upon all those points that might be of most significance to you. What would you as a student like to know? Having walked you through that slide deck, whatever questions remain, I am more is a deemed university, and I am a faculty who is a part of School of Business Management at Mumbai. So we have several schools in our university and several centers, and we are located across India through several campuses. So we have several physical campuses that are operational, and one that is upcoming in Chandigarh as well, right? So you must have visited our website, and I'm so happy to share with you that ours is a university which is multidisciplinary in nature. And even if you are keen to join one of our schools vis-a-vis the others, you would appreciate as a student that having so many multiple schools within the same university gives you more choice to interact with a larger student community and makes our learning space more vibrant and more rich, right? So apart from the 17 schools, we also have smaller centers of excellence where more deep end work happens in terms of focus on or in a particular domain. I'm especially proud to share with you that our School of Business Management, especially at the Mumbai campus, is accredited internationally, and that is through AACSB. And even our Bangalore campus is accredited. Of course, our entire university, we have been awarded by NAC, and we are well recognized. And so the programs that we are offering are all good quality programs, where our faculty body is deeply researching and is deeply researching and always conscious of putting out the latest curriculum for the benefit of our student community, right? So that's a little bit about the kind of university we are and the progressive approach that we have. We are, compared to some of the other universities in India, we're pretty young. Our School of Business Management, of course, is the oldest school in the university. And therefore, our rich legacy is spanning 40 years. And in these 40 years, we have grown from one school, from one institute to 17 schools and 9 centers of excellence across different campuses in India. A little bit about our rich history and legacy. You would all be familiar that NMIMS is a university that is backed by our parent trust, which is SVKM, and it is the vision of this trust. It is the values of this trust and the board that drive all the changes, that drive the vision in the learning community that all of us faculty help to co-create. In fact, some of those values are so progressive that we are constantly challenging ourselves, and we are looking at how best we can use technology in order to create the best and most immersive student learning experiences. With this little bit of a background that I have for you on the NMIMS University, and I'm sure that when we interact a little later, if you have more questions about our history and about our past, I'll help you answer them. But what I would like to do is spend a little more time in helping you to understand what you can look forward to. Students across India are always deeply aspirational to look forward to a great life, to a great career. And one of the ways to leading a rich life of good quality with a thriving career is by putting yourself through good educational institutions where you are able to complete your undergrad degrees, where you're able to complete your postgraduate degrees, and even look forward to earning your doctoral degrees if you have those kind of aspirations. And one of the ways in which our university is uniquely positioned to respond to all of these aspirations of young students like you is by putting together an ecosystem which has several components and which has several strong elements that can respond to these learning desires. And so that's where a young private university like ours has risen up to this challenge. Let's look at what life in a business school such as ours looks like. And so I'm asking you to pause and reflect from where you are right now to where you want to be. What do you think life in a business school such as NMIMS's School of Business Management at the Mumbai campus might look like? Well, for the past couple of months, we have all been doing online classes. But before that, here's a sneak peek into what an everyday life of a business school student would typically look like. There would be classes on an everyday basis, and whether you're sick or whether you are not well or whether whatever is happening around you in the world, you have to be there in the class. It's a huge requirement, right? And so you can look forward to 2 to 3 classes per day, and you're probably thinking in your mind, is that all? And what I would like to tell you is that we have carefully calibrated, the faculty have carefully calibrated that this is the amount of learning that needs to go into the student day, into the learning day. And the rest of the day, of course, has to be spent on more work, which is going to happen at the student end in terms of preparing for other courses, preparing for the next day. And so a student at NMIMS can, in a business school, in our business school, can look forward to covering a huge arena, a huge canvas of nearly 40 courses and multiple workshops across 2 years. And this is apart from the summer internship, this is apart from the so many other opportunities that are available. And so you can now just start to think of the rigor and the robust learning environment that we have co-created and designed for you, should you choose to join us, right? What does a student do in a particular day? Well, apart from attending classes led by faculty like me, and we make it very hectic for the student. So the student has a lot of fun, they're working in groups. But then apart from those classes, what else is the student doing? Well, the student is busy with preparing for those classes. And there's a lot of reading that you need to put in. So there are a lot of extra readings. And what do you do with those readings? Well, it's not that you just read and then you go for the class. You have to carry out discussions with your peer group members. And so we have designed an ecosystem where you are part of a peer group. And we have put into place techniques, we have put into place foundations where we make sure that those groups are working successfully, right? So there are discussions to be done for each course for every class. Now multiply it into the number of courses that I'm showing you, and think about the kind of effort that you will need to put in should you choose to be a part of our ecosystem and our university, right? What is driving all of this learning? Well, we as faculty are extremely mindful that the dreams that you are seeing about your learning goals, about your careers are fulfilled. And in order to do that, we set very high expectations from you. Your peers will set high expectations from you. Now, what happens is that once you become part of our family, we help you reach those expectations. We help you reach those levels of performance so that by the time you graduate from our schools, you're employable. You have the skills, you have the knowledge, you have the habits, as well as the attitude that takes, for you to become successful in the corporate world. Okay, so that's where expectation setting is done very, very carefully and in a well calibrated fashion. Once our classes are over in a typical day, because we are talking about what would life on a business school campus look like, there is more work waiting for you. And so, you can say that your life will be taken over by us for 2 years that you give us, right? So there's more work, there's prepping for the next day. There are so many cases to study, and we give you the best quality cases, right? So we bring to you cases from Harvard Business School, from Ivy School, from Emerald, which is another publisher of cases. And all of these cases are very carefully selected. And so I, as a faculty, will interact with my colleagues for great lengths of time to choose one case study for you. So cases are what our students go through, because cases help you to understand what are managerial dilemmas. What does a manager's work life look like? What does a managerial situation look like? And how do you as managers take decisions? And so cases, assignments to hone your skill sets, tests, quizzes, unannounced quizzes, surprise quizzes to make your life a little bit tough, and several projects where you are pushed out into the field in order to study, do research, and then become better managers at the end of it. And of course, we have very innovative ways of taking exams as well. Some of our courses take exams in very, very innovative fashions. We either give case studies or we give application-based questions. No memory work at all, right? So we expect our students to be very, very responsible and partner with us in this learning journey. Apart from all of the academic environment that we create, apart from all of the academic curriculum that we create, we also have a parallel informal learning curriculum, and which is all to do with your events and your seminars and your guest sessions and speakers that you will meet from the industry. And so I will come to that in some time. In addition to whatever courses you take, whatever classes you're attending, you can also look forward to 2 months of rigorous training at the best corporate campuses across India, right? And so we have excellent companies that we partner with in order to provide these internship opportunities to our students. And we carefully select these companies, we carefully select these partnerships so that our students have the best learning experiences. And many of these internships culminate into pre-placement offers as well as pre-placement interviews, which then we help and mentor our students so that they're able to convert these potential opportunities and begin their careers really with these organizations, which are highly reputed organizations in India. There's a whole host of co-curricular work and extracurricular work that we have put together as part of what life in a business school can look like. Will you have time for anything else? Yes, definitely. What we teach our student managers, or what I like to call them as student leaders, is that you have to learn to also look after your health, because without health, how would you be a good manager? How would you, manage organizations and other people? You have to learn to pay interest to your passion areas, your hobbies, whether it is sports, whether it's reading, whether it's movies, Netflix series, whatever it is. Also, you are encouraged to look after and invest in your support systems. That is your families and your friends and build those relationships, because all of us need support systems in order to survive those 2 years, right? Okay, let's take you ahead. How does a student with our university and especially our business school survive such a rigorous environment? Let's spend some time and think about that. The question over here that I would like all of you to think about is the kind of learning environment that we are all the while thinking about, all the while worried about, in order to create, create success for our students. And so one of the things that we've done is we have cultivated good group work. Now, some of you might not be comfortable with group work. And when we think about global opportunities, when we think about global careers, the one value that we have realized that makes global opportunities come true is the value of collaboration. And so what we've done is we are training our students to be great collaborators, intense collaborators, by encouraging the values of group work from day one of when they land up on our campus. What are other ways in which group work can grow you as a person, can expand your capacity as a person? Well, some of the ways is that it helps you to participate better in class, and class participation is tied to your doing better as a student in terms of grades as well as with your learning. How does it tie in with your learning? Well, if I'm doing a case study alone, but if I'm put in, and vis-a-vis compared to that, I'm put in a group where 6 other people are helping me to analyze that case, it will result in a lot of cross-learning. It will result in deeper analysis, and that is what we hope for. And so that's one of the advantages of group work, that you will become a better class participant, right? Better student in terms of improving your content, your analytical ability, as well as how you speak, that is your articulation, by accessing cross-learning and deeper analysis. Some of the other points that are also benefits of group work are that you help others also to learn, and you help to help the team to achieve better synergy and better dynamics. And so in doing all of this, you become a better manager already. So we are training you to be a better manager, not only through the content of our courses, but also in how you are applying all of those learnings and creating synergy, also learning at a faster pace, right? So we don't have so much time in the program that you will take 1 week to study one article. You have to do it overnight. Why? Because a good manager is swimming in so much information. If you look at today's VUCA environment, there are so many changes happening all the time. And so you have to read faster, learn faster. And that's where our courses and our group work environment helps you to achieve those performance levels even before you step out into the world, right? We also are very careful that all these spaces should be very safe spaces. We encourage diversity. We make sure that all of you are psychologically healthy, operating in psychologically healthy and psychologically safe environments. So we provide a lot of mentoring, a lot of counseling, a lot of psychological support, so that even the most shy of students, even the most introverted of students can feel comfortable in coming out and speaking whatever their viewpoint is, right? And so that's where the last point that I mentioned on this slide, to do with personality development, becomes true, becomes alive for each and every one of you, once you join our programs and our family of learners and faculty, right? A little bit of excitement for all of you. What is this slide all about? Well, when we're looking at encouraging group work, this is how we view group work. That if you use the metaphor of Avengers, right? It's all of you coming together as students to enriching your space, to enriching your dynamics. And so each one of you has a unique talent. And what we do at NMIMS is we polish that talent. And we do that while encouraging you to preserve your identity as well. And so just like you have all the Avengers, har ek ki identity unique hai, but when they come together, they become more powerful, right? So that's what the group work philosophy at NMIMS is all about. What are some of the opportunities that you can look forward to when you are looking at your learning goals, you're looking forward to your career, you're looking forward to your becoming a manager, when you're looking forward to becoming a very useful citizen for India? What is it that we can offer to you to respond to those desires that you have, right? When you are thinking of your journey ahead as a student and what choices should I make within India, I would like to share with you some of the opportunities that NMIMS, as one of the best universities in India, can offer to you. Well, you can look forward to numerous leadership positions on our campus, right? We have very, very vibrant student cells. We have very, very vibrant committees, all driven by students and all under the mentorship and guidance of faculty members. And so the students are very heavily engaged right from day one. They get hired by committees. They have so many platforms in which they can showcase their talent. And all of these are very serious committees. So they are operating as managers while they're also learning in the classroom. So these are outside the classroom spaces that we have created. And we have very consciously created leadership positions. So you can become presidents of these committees and cells. You can become vice presidents of these cells or committees, and you can contribute not only to society. So we have the social responsibility forum where you look out to the society and contribute over there, but also to within the university and within the school, there are spaces that have been created. And so your leadership values get polished over there. You have an opportunity to carry out service and learn to contribute right from day one, right? So apart from leadership positions, you can look forward to getting involved with a lot of committees which students lead. And you have your second years who mentor the first years, and the first years then, they work very hard and they learn the value of respecting each other, of honest work, and of contribution. So apart from all of that, students on our campus have a lot of opportunities to take part in competitions. And many of these are national level competitions and many of these are international level competitions. Some of the international competitions are run by L'Oreal, where many of our, in several years, our students have won the international finals as well. And so then they have got PPOs from companies like L'Oreal, and the finals take place in Paris. You can Google, you can go onto YouTube and look at the visuals as well as the videos of the winning days and of the winning presentations. Other international competitions also come to us in the field of supply chain management from USA, and our students have excelled even in those competitions. So whether it's national competitions or international competitions, our students have been excelling in these across the years. There are several other opportunities in the form of corporate projects. Now, what companies do is they come to our campus and through one particular cell, they give a lot of projects throughout the year to the first year students and to the second year students. And so the students under the guidance of a faculty works with companies and their managers in order to deliver a short piece of work, right? And so through that, students are getting real life experience. So whether you are coming to us with work experience, whether you are coming to us without work experience, you have immense opportunities to get the latest insight into what's happening at the workplaces through carefully designed corporate projects. Apart from this is, of course, the 2 months internships during the summer months that you are offered from companies that come to our campus across campuses in India, right? Several other opportunities that are also available, and these are again very unique to NMIMS Mumbai, as well as other campuses, especially because we are so closely connected with industry. On a daily basis, there is some guest session or the other from a corporate leader, from a CXO level, and these are embedded even in our courses, right? So we have several industry speakers who visit our campus, and even now in the online space, they are speaking to our students. So every day there will be some industry leader or the other across the fields of finance, operations, IT, HR, marketing, you name it, and that guest session will be happening. And one of the things that I would like to highlight over here, I was speaking before we had the brief interruption about the industry speaker series, which exists across a number of domains. And we have that on in a very vibrant way, the engagement happens. Now, if you look at different industry speakers coming to the campus, this becomes a very deep mentoring opportunity that is also available to our students. And what is also happening is that as our students are graduating, now we have a 40-year-old history. As our students are graduating and they are going out into the industry, many a times they come back in the form of offering service to the industry, to the institute, and they come back into our classrooms as speakers. And so they again then come and form bonds with the students. So this kind of an ecosystem has been very carefully designed at NMIMS, and that's where you are, you would, as a part of the NMIMS family, have a great opportunity to network with the alumni. So, we have a very deep and strong alumni base, and very vibrant alumni interactions that happen every year, both in India as well as overseas, right? What does all of this lead to? Well, all of this, of course, leads to the opportunities to develop your career, to think about your career in a very structured way, to think about your career in a very serious way, right? We all need training, we all need mentoring, we all need guidance, and and within our university, students are trained to think about themselves and their careers in a very, very responsible, generative way. With that kind of an enriching perspective. And so all of that gets into the space of career development. So that's where, there is a focus on helping you to develop your communication, helping you to develop your personality, all of that leading to career development opportunities. We also have, led by professionals, esteemed professionals on our campus. We have very thriving departments which look after the career development opportunities of students by interacting with the industry and making available job opportunities as well as internship opportunities on a year-round basis with the students, right? We also have student exchange programs with schools which are overseas, and these are international student exchange programs. So every year you will find that there are some foreign students who visit our campus every year from European business schools to take part in our courses, in our classes. So they will be sitting next to you. And this is another way in which diversity is welcomed on our campus. And the reverse is also possible, where our own students go through courses at foreign business schools, either in France or in Germany, should you want to, get international exposure. Okay, so what is it at NMIMS that helps us to design this kind of learning space for students like you? And so in order to support your learning and career needs, we have a very rich, highly respected faculty body who comes with industry experience or with a deep academic experience. People who, faculty members who are undertaking research, who are undertaking partnerships with industry, who are engaged with consulting opportunities, who are engaged with training opportunities, and they bring all of that experience back into the classroom. And that is why I call them a faculty body who has deep expertise in all functional domains, right? Married to this faculty body is also a strong alumni body, right? And that is because we are a very old business school, having a very rich history, and we are also a very quick learning, quick growing university, right? And being situated in cities like Mumbai, in Bangalore, Hyderabad, we also have developed a very vibrant industry connect. All of this for what? All of this for students like you, so that your aspirations and learning needs can be met, right? I think I have spoken a lot, and I have given you a very quick insight into what life at NMIMS, what kind of life that students can look forward to having. I've also tried to provide you a very quick insight into what are the kind of opportunities, national as well as in some sense global, that you can look forward to, because we provide that kind of a multifaceted exposure, right? Whether it is international faculty coming to our campus and teaching, or then listening to them even through online modes. We have made tremendous progress and are putting in tremendous efforts in order to craft unique learning experiences for each one of our students. I think I will stop speaking now, and I will welcome questions from your side. And so probably I will look at the group chat over here, and questions that you can put into the chat box. And I will pick up these questions and I will orally respond. Yeah. So Niyati, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Sneha has asked us this question. Can you tell us the criteria for student exchange program and how are we eligible? Is it CGPA based? What about PhD opportunities? Great questions over there, Sneha, and thank you so much for asking me these. It will allow me to elaborate on these parts. For our exchange program, we first of all invite applications from our students, and we showcase all the different opportunities that are available for a particular trimester. So typically our students go abroad in trimester 4 and trimester 5. And so we invite applications from the students. And there are some criteria that are in place. It is not so much CGPA based, but it is also to do with whether you've completed the credits that you have to complete, and whether you will be able to complete the credits of specialization once you come back, because those specialization credits can be completed on our campus and not through the exchange program. So it's not so much CGPA based as it is application based. So if you apply to the exchange program, your application will stand to be considered based on your application and the opportunity available. So if a school like a European business school can take in 5 students, then we try to see that many of our students can kind of go through. But it's not CGPA based. PhD, yes, I'm a faculty who teaches in the PhD program at our school as well. So we do offer a PhD in management, and it's a rigorous program, and there is an interview plus selection test that mandates the entry into the program. There is coursework for around 1.5 to 2 years. We take the scholars through a lot of courses, compulsory as well as elective courses, and then we provide you with faculty guides to complete your PhD program. I hope that's answered your question. These internships and all are for PhDM online students as well. I do not know what you mean by online students, Bhavya. We have full-time programs at our campus, right? Okay, Hardik is asking, what are the cutoffs for finance and marketing respectively? We do not have cutoffs, Hardik, for specific domains, right? When you have completed the first year, you are allowed to make your choices of specialization by selecting courses. We offer a number of electives in our second year program, and you can make your elective choices that will then define what specialization you are going in for. तो ऐसा कुछ cut off जैसा नहीं है कि इतना cut off होगा तो ही आप finance में जा सकते हैं. We are a very democratic school, and we want each of our students to do the specialization that they desire. Muskan is asking, I'm looking for an MBA in artificial intelligence. Well, we have analytics. We have a criteria, and all of that information is transparently shared with the students before you apply, so you can make up your mind and your decision whether to apply or not. Okay. All right. So, ma'am, will a gap year affect my PI? Sneha, the gap year nowadays is looked at as, and I think I would like to think that, our faculty looks at it as an accepted mode. So sometimes students require time to make up their mind. Sometimes they want to drop a year so that they are bettering their chances. We respect that. It's just that the gap year should have been used for a valuable learning opportunity. तो अगर आप gap year ले भी रहे हैं, use it for something valuable, a valuable skill building, probably an internship. And we understand that we also have children who are students looking forward to making their careers. So don't worry too much about the gap year. Make the best use of the time that you have now for preparation and for value addition. Okay. Adil is asking, when are the NMAT registration starting? Well, please look at our website. All the details are given over there, including the dates. And so I cannot give you any different information. Jo bhi information wahan pe hai, so it's the same information. What is the cutoff for NMAT for MBA in operations? We don't have separate cutoffs for specific specializations. I'm making it very clear upfront. We do have cutoffs for entry into the program, and you can go, and all of you will go through the first year as a common pool of students. Uske baad mein, in the second year, just before you come to the second year, you have to choose your specialization subjects. So the cutoffs of NMAT don't apply to your specialization. So please de-link those two pieces, right? Okay. What is the cutoff? NMAT question pattern has changed. Well, NMAT is conducted now by GMAC. So, so you will have to look at the advice and the information from them on these questions. If I have to give 2 attempts of NMAT, then am I required to fill the NMIMS form twice? Yes, please go through all the guidelines very carefully, so that it will avoid you becoming, avoid any disappointment from creeping in. Please go through the guidelines carefully. Ma'am, if I have a work experience of 6 months prior to taking a gap year, will that affect my PI? Or rather, will work experience be valid? Well, typically, Diksha, what happens is that we look at work experience of more than 6 months. More than, around a year of work experience is what becomes valuable. Usse kam ka hota hai, to then, it's a little difficult to assess the value of that work experience. Aap jis bhi business school mein apply karenge, they will want to see what kind of learning you have had, how you have been able to contribute to the organization. The initial 6 months or 8 months, you're only learning yourself, you're settling in, which is why 6 months is not typically valued, in terms of solid work experience. So I hope you understand that. Okay. Yeah, so that was, I think, Sneha's question, right? Diksha is asking, what IB company students can have work opportunities in finance? By IB, I'm assuming you mean investment banking opportunities. Well, there are immense investment banking opportunities. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, etc. They do visit our campus. They are some of the star companies on our campus. So not to worry about that. Yeah. You have some of the best profiles being offered on our campus, and our placement department is all the time trying to avail and access even better profiles for our students, because we have the best students. They come in through a very rigorous NMAT and then a rigorous selection process. And so, our students are in no way less than the students who study at other premier business schools. And so we provide the best profiles to them as well. Jyotishmoy wants to know, after applying for NMAT, if I'm unable to give the exam, then can I retake the exam? I'm not able to understand your question very clearly. Can you retake the exam? I'm going to suggest, Jyotishmoy, that you need to register and then, go through the guidelines very carefully, what is applicable in that window, and then give your exams for you to know whether it's applicable, whether we are taking those scores or not. Paul is asking, will I be eligible for PhD after completing PGDM online? For PhD, you need to have a full-time master's degree. Okay, so that's a criteria for the PhD program. So Aditya wants to know, is work experience taken into consideration during the program admit process? Work experience is typically evaluated during the interviewing process. That's your selection process, not so much at the cutoff stage. Okay, Aditya, I hope I've answered your question. Nikhil wants to know, can you please throw some light on international placements? Well, Nikhil, I have to inform you that some of the international opportunities keep changing from one year to another, right? So there's always an update to offer and share every year. And so in the past couple of years, we've had placement opportunities coming out of Dubai, as also Africa, good profiles over there. And what also happens is some of our students, when they are getting trained with these organizations such as Bain and Company, they are also sent on overseas opportunities to get training. So that's what I'd like to answer right now. Sneha is also saying, what are the job opportunities in the HRM course offered by NMIMS? Well, our MBA HR program was founded by me, so I can definitely give you a lot of information over here. You have some of the best employers in India flock into our HR batch to get them placed or to offer them jobs. You have the manufacturing sector, you have the banking sector. You have consultancies, you have you have a lot of job opportunities for the HR batch, and many of our students in the HR batch convert their internships into PPOs. And right now, even as we speak, students are messaging that can they do mock interviews because they have PPIs lined up next week. Across the industries, across sectors, we have placements for the HR batch. Okay, what will be the selection process for this year after clearing cutoff of NMAT? We have not changed our selection process as of this moment as I'm speaking to you. Going ahead, if there are changes, I'm sure there will be updates, but our selection process is the same mix of CD and PI. So we do have a case discussion, which involves you doing a case analysis and then doing a discussion around it. And then there is an in-depth personal interview. Okay. So that's where we are for the selection process. Okay. All right. So what are the other questions? Is TOEFL score mandatory for NMIMS admission? Not to my knowledge, right? Okay, Ayush wants to know, if graduation from a distinct field like architecture, will that be a problem during interview? No, Ayush, absolutely not. I'm going to welcome this kind of diversity. We have doctors who have joined us. I have a doctor in my MBA first year. We have, she's a dentist, by the way. We have lawyers, we have CAs. And so, Ayush, if you're an architect, come aboard. Crack the exam, and we'll see you on campus next year. Okay. Is this seen as a drastic career shift? Not to my mind and not to my knowledge, because if you look at even the IIMs, academic diversity is being given distinct weightage. And this is the year for all of you to shine, right? Make the best use of it. But do have a very focused response to why you want to go in for a shift, even if you're coming from the field of architecture, because aapne bahut soch samajh ke architecture kiya hoga, right? And so why now you want to add on a management degree? Please try and think of how you can develop your response to those very certain questions in the selection process. Okay. Aditya is asking, do you think marketing will always have its value in India, especially from top business schools like NMIMS? Well, why not? Asking since this specialization has always driven me. Yes, Aditya, we have great FMCG organizations that come to our campus. Companies like ITC, also companies from the paints industry like Asian Paints. That's for marketing, also for operations. And yes, marketing will always have very deep value, because the marketing function is what we are also supplying to in terms of creating management talent. No? So whether it's a field of finance or marketing, or for that matter, operations, IT, HR, even general management, consulting. We have a lot of consulting organizations that come to our campus. So I won't be partial to one field, Aditya, but yes, students enjoy the marketing courses on our campus. We have a great faculty body who teaches marketing. Shaurya is wanting to know, I have 4 years work experience in business development. Should I apply for a 2-year program or an executive program? Shaurya, you will have to take a very individual perspective. You know, we need to understand when we are applying for programs, what is going to be the risk and what's going to be the benefit over here. If you can afford to take 2 years off, because you're not going to be earning in those 2 years as a full-time student, and if you can apply for a full-time program, you will reap immense benefits. But I would like to caution you, you are sitting at 4 years. If you go beyond the 4 years, then it becomes a little difficult to get placed. Okay, so this is my humble advice to you. Take a good hard look at where you are right now and your career ahead. If you're considering executive programs, there are various good executive programs also on offer, but this will have to be your unique individual decision made on the basis of your financial challenges, on the basis of how you want your career ahead to shape up. So please take a very calculated call over here. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Great. Aditya, good to see you have a sense of humor, right? Okay. Any other questions that all of you have, or have I done such a good job कि कोई questions नहीं बचे हमारे लिए? But I will encourage all of you to work hard, apply, and who knows, you might be in my class next year, right? The programs that we have very specific criteria, have very rigorous processes. So I'm sure that all of you will shine and do well and work hard to crack those selection tests, your admission tests, and also your selection processes. Cutoff for MBA at Mumbai, agle saal hi pata chalega Swarnavi. Okay, we have to yet take that decision. So only the admissions committee will take a call on that. Right? But I'm sure that you always look at historical data as well. All right, so are we ready to close this call and this meeting? It's been such a pleasure interacting with all of you bright minds. Shaurya, I thought I have answered your question. Do you have a separate question? What are the problems that I could face after 4 years of work experience? ये problems हमारी तरफ से नहीं होते हैं, Shaurya. I am just sharing with you based on my experience of the past 17 years in an MBA school as a professor. What happens typically is that organizations, the kind of work profiles that they offer, those become a little harder to come by with more than 4 years of work experience. Okay. So that's my personal experience and personal learning. Maybe somebody else may have a different take on this question, but that's what I thought I could caution you on as of this point. Diksha is asking, NMIMS has made any amendments keeping COVID-19 for student relief? Diksha, whatever is mandated by UGC, whatever is mandated by AICTE, and whatever our school formulates as a policy, will be transparently shared with the student body, keeping in mind whatever maximum we can do, because we are always keeping in mind the student experience, the student challenges, and that's how I would like to respond to this question. Okay. Navendu is asking, will I get an opportunity to get placed in automotive industry as senior management? Navendu, a lot of opportunities can only be accessed by a lot of personal hard work as well. So the opportunities can be made available by the school, but you can access them once you get into once you get into the program, and once you work hard to position yourself right for that kind of an industry. Why not? Yeah. Okay. So that's how I'd like to answer. All right. I think we have covered a fair amount of dimensions in terms of responding to the questions. So perhaps I can request Niyati to now take over. And
Yes.
wishing all of you all
Yeah.
the best, right? And goodbye from my side. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful session and sharing your experience and knowledge with us. Thank you, all the participants. Hope to see you at NMIMS soon.